This presentation of the National Chopin Competition is brought to you by the Chopin Foundation of the United States. Live from Miami, Florida. Welcome back to the National Chopin Competition, live from Miami. We're here at the Frost School at the University of Miami. Been having a lot of fun with Chopin the last couple days, and we're just entering the home stretch of the preliminary round. We have 5 competitors this evening in the last session of these preliminaries. We heard 6 pianists earlier in the afternoon, and now we'll hear 3 and then an intermission and then 2 more tonight. Originally there were 24 competitors total, but 1 had to drop out. So this is the session which will get 5, which creates that odd number of 23 total. Then later in the evening, we will have an announcement posted to the Chopin.org Chopin Foundation homepage with the 18 quarterfinalists after the jury has submitted their decisions. So there was a lot of great music making earlier in the day, and there's a lot more to come. And if some of you are new to the stream, I'm never sure who's been watching and who's watching for the first time. It's worth going over some of the schedule and updates on the structure of the competition, especially as we're moving towards the quarterfinals, which begin tomorrow. So let's go ahead and take a look at the competition schedule one more time, and you'll notice that we've added the information about the quarterfinalist announcement. Again, that will be not announced live, not like it will be later for the final round, but just it will be posted to Chopin.org. And I'm guessing that will happen later in the evening if the final performer ends around 9:35, 9:40 Eastern time. It will take some time for the jury to finish up their decisions and submit their results and have those processed and ultimately uploaded onto the website. So I don't want to project a specific time, but if you stay up late enough and you're in the US, you'll probably find out those results sometime later tonight. And tomorrow we begin in the afternoon with the first quarterfinal round session. And as I understand it, we're going to stick with the same schedule that we've been going with the last couple of days, beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern. But now there will be fewer competitors in each session because they're each going to be playing longer repertoire programs. We'll look at that in just a moment. Then for the remainder of the week, there will be a narrowing down to 12 semifinalists. And then another 6 will be voted off the island. And after a day break on Friday, the weekend will have a final round session on Saturday and then again on Sunday. 3 competitors each day, and the final announcement of the winners will take place later on Sunday, a week from right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next slide, and we'll see here, reviewing the competition prizes. Remember that musicians who spend endless hours practicing Chopin are not being remunerated for all of that hard work. We don't live in such a society, and so there are other institutions and mechanisms for rewarding and supporting those musicians, classical musicians in particular, who are striving to share their gifts with the world. And competitions are one vehicle for that. And this happens to be one of the more lucrative competition prizes, maybe the biggest one I've ever seen in classical piano. And again, that comes from the generous donation of Lady Blanca Rosenstiel, the founder of the National Chopin Competition and the Chopin Foundation. 50 years ago, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary. So in 1975, there was the first National Chopin Competition. Look what it's grown to. So 1 lucky pianist will get that 6-figure reward, and then all of the medalists will have a generous prize that will go towards them and their careers. Moving forward, we'll see again the special prizes, which we can look forward to beginning in the final round. Actually, beginning tomorrow, we'll start hearing polonaises, and you can start thinking about who's your favorite polonaise pianist. We'll be hearing a variety of polonaises, and we'll look at those in a minute to see what's required, what the selections are. And sonatas, concertos, sonatas and mazurkas will come in the semifinal round, and of course the concerto is the final round. Semifinalists who don't make the finals will also get a cash reward. So let's take a look at the repertoire. We've been reviewing this, and I've been expressing my discontent, but I admit that could just be a personal thing. Maybe other people enjoy listening to the same Chopin Waltz, Opus 42, over and over and over and over again throughout the day. I mean, there are some interesting things that can happen when you listen to 20 different performances of the same piece. I'm being serious right now. A little tongue-in-cheek maybe. I do want to hear other waltzes, but I guess I can turn to you know, the great discography of Chopin to listen to those. But I'm just worried about Warsaw. I mean, there's going to be 80 of these in a row, and we only had 23 here. And I know a lot of you viewers at home might, you know, might have a convulsion if you hear another Opus 34 number 1 or 42. Let's hope for some Opus 18s. Why not? I mean, I used to think that was the most popular Chopin waltz, but no one seems to be choosing it here. We just had one or two. So, but of course, you'll be hearing an Etude, although limited selection there. Lots of nocturnes, although we've been hearing the same one or two, and there's lots of C-sharp minor nocturnes, Opus 27 or 1. You're going to hear even more tonight. I do love that piece, so I don't mind hearing it a lot. We are going to hear for the first time the Nocturne in F-sharp minor, Opus 48, number 2, played by William Guh, the last performer this evening, so we can look forward to that as well. And you're also going to hear the first Barcarolle, first and only Barcarolle performance of the preliminary round momentarily, I believe, and that might actually be the first performer, but we'll find out in just a minute. There are other fantasies and Barcarolles on contestant programs in the quarterfinal round, and I believe also potentially the semifinals. Quarterfinal repertoire. Let's take a look. This is the first time we're looking at this, so if you've been joining these streams, this might be new information to you. We can look forward to hearing this beginning tomorrow. So the 18 contestants who are fortunate enough to be chosen to move on will be playing 40 to 50 minute programs. Now we're approaching real recital length programs here. And I'm so happy that the Chopin Institute in Warsaw, who comes up with these rules and regulations, and Miami abides by them so that they can have this direct affiliation, and the winners can advance, the top 2 winners could advance directly to the Warsaw competition. They have chosen to make this a Preludes year again, which is great. All the Preludes years from the past have been awesome, and this has been one of the traditions. When you require Preludes, you require 6 at a time. There's 24, and 6 divides into 24 pretty neatly, but you can only choose 7 to 12, 13 through 18, or 19 through 24. You can't choose 1 through 6 because there is no particularly virtuosic, extremely virtuosic prelude in 1 through 6. I mean, number 3 maybe, but each of the other 3 have really bravura, at least one bravura, etude-like prelude. I think that's why they favor those 3 groups of 6 as selections. So we'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow. And there's actually going to be one competitor playing this evening who has programmed all 24 preludes, which you're allowed to do, because part of the fun of the quarterfinals is that you can actually choose any other solo piece or pieces by Chopin, including filling out all of Opus 28, all of the preludes. So that's when we're gonna start hearing interesting selections. Somebody's programmed all of Opus 10 etudes, and they found their way on the quarterfinal repertoire. There's barcarolles, there's fantasies, there's scherzos. So there's gonna be more variety coming up soon. So if you've made it through the preliminary round where we're mostly hearing the same pieces constantly, things are about to get mixed up in a very fun way. And that includes my favorite, the polonaises, one of the genres that really got me hooked on Chopin. And surprisingly, although they limit the choice of waltzes to only 3, despite there being many more waltzes than polonaises, they let you play most of the major polonaises here, including, if you look at the bottom there, Opus 26. If you play Opus 26, you have to play both of those polonaises because they're a little shorter and more formal than the larger polonaises. But those are wonderful. I hope somebody chooses those. I'll have to see. I'm not sure they have here in Miami, but I know I've heard them in Warsaw before. That's the C sharp minor and then the E flat minor, opus 26, number 1 and 2. But we're going to hear some F sharp minor polonaises, opus 44, the great F sharp minor polonaise, the heroic A flat major polonaise, opus 53, which we can look forward to hearing some, and of course, the biggest, because it's got a preamble to it, the Andante Spianato and Grand Polonaise Brilliant, E flat major, opus 22, a favorite of the Chopin competition, certainly in Warsaw. Some of the most memorable performances have been of that piece. All right, well, let's move forward and talk a little bit about the Chopin podcast, which I mentioned earlier in the day. And if you're a fan of Chopin or you've been following in my YouTube channel by chance, you definitely will have seen lots of Chopin podcasting going on the last few months. If you haven't yet and you're just interested in Chopin, you want to find out more about all this great repertoire that I was just talking about, me and this gentleman here, Garrick Olson, will be breaking down just about every piece Chopin ever wrote. We've already done it for 9 episodes. Geez, I mean, it's almost 20 hours worth of podcasts so far, and we got another 7 to go. So you can look forward to us getting to those polonaises and waltzes and mazurkas and sonatas and concertos later this winter in the spring. So let's talk a little bit about the jury now, and then we'll quickly give a preview of the 3 competitors. So I mentioned Garrick Olson, and as I've discussed, unfortunately he couldn't make it. He had to withdraw due to an operation he recently had and advice of a doctor who said, do not fly. And so we wish Garrick a speedy recovery, but 8 jurors remain, and they're all wonderful musicians. Many of them have won or placed highly in both Miami and Warsaw competitions, including some top prize winners from both of those. And these are musicians from around the world. We have American jurors up there, but also 2 jurists who actually hail from Poland. And some of these artists, several of them actually have been featured on the Chopin podcast, most notably Dina Jaffa, who I interviewed at length, and it appears on 2 different episodes. At some point later this week, I will get some of these jury members to come into this room with me, and I'll interview them. I don't know if I can get all of them, but I think I can persuade at least 1, if not 2 or 3 or 6. We'll see. I'll try to be charming. I don't know if it'll work. A couple of these will be harder nuts to crack, but we'll see. It will be very interesting to interview them, and to the extent that they're able to discuss their process and their thinking, we'll be really appreciative if they're able to share that experience with us. Okay, quickly, let's look at our 3 pianists in the first half, or I should say the first 3/5 of this evening's session. We begin with Nathaniel Zhang, and he's going to be playing the very familiar C sharp minor Nocturne, opus 27-1, the Third's Etude, everyone's favorite A-flat waltz, opus 42, and voila, the Barcarolle. Woo! Is everyone ready for the Barcarolle? I hope so. After Nathaniel comes Raul Canosa. Raul plays the opus 9 number 3 Nocturne in B major. More on that in a moment. The octave Etude, everyone's favorite 42 waltz, and the third Ballade. And I should mention, if he gets to the next round, he'll be playing the opus 9 number 2 Nocturne in E flat major with Chopin's authentic variant. So that will be very cool if that happens. And the third pianist in this first half, of this evening session, is Edison Chen. Edison's going to walk out there and play the first Etude, opus 10 number 1, followed by the other big A-flat waltz you're allowed to play, opus 34 number 1, another C sharp minor Nocturne, 37 number 1, and rounding it off with the second Ballade. So with that, we should take it down to the stage here at Newman Hall.
Are you going to tell me when the announcements happen, though? I'll tell you when they start, when they're over. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to day 2 of the 11th National Chopin Piano Competition. My name is Rafael Vargas Bernard, and I'm the operations manager of the Chopin Foundation. Joining me on stage is Barbara Muse, the executive director of the foundation and the director of the Chopin competition. We have a few brief announcements before we welcome today's contestants to the stage. We are grateful to the Frost School of Music for working with us to host the competition at their beautiful facilities and giving the contestants a world-class experience. We are grateful to the Chopin Foundation Board of Directors and to the scores of sponsors, supporters, members, and friends who make everything we do possible. I invite you to get a Polonaise/program from the lobby so you can learn more about the people responsible for making the Chopin competition a success. Most importantly, we would like to extend our deepest thanks to the president and founder of the Chopin Foundation and the National Chopin Piano Competition. The very first competition took place 50 years ago, right here on UM's campus. 50 years ago. Thank you, Lady Blanca Rosenstiel, for your 50 years of inspiration. Please visit us in the lobby during intermission, where we have some interesting books on Chopin, great CDs by competition winners, and t-shirts available for sale. These make great souvenirs or post-holiday gifts. The entire competition is being live streamed, so greetings from Miami to all who are watching on our YouTube channel. Behind the scenes and running the live stream interviews and interludes between performances is Ben Lottie, our collaborator and creator of the Chopin podcast. When you are not watching the competition, you can tune in to the podcast at chopinpodcast.com on Ben's YouTube channel also. Before I introduce our esteemed jury members, I would like to remind everyone to please turn off their cell phones. Try to refrain from using your devices during the programs. We have a professional photographer on site and will be posting images on social media. And you can always watch the live stream videos after the competition is over. So out of respect for the contestants and your fellow concert goers, please refrain from taking any videos and photos during the performances. And for those of you who would like to brave the winter weather in Florida, this session will be shown outside on the amazing Windowcast. Bring your lawn chair, well, if you didn't, maybe a blanket, to enjoy Chopin under the stars. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce the members of the jury. Our jury chair is Kevin Kenner. Joining Kevin is Ning An. Rachel Naomi Kudo. Robert McDonald. John Nakamatsu. Eva Pobwatska. Katarzyna Popova-Zadron. And Dina Yofe. With great regret, Garrick Olson has had to withdraw from the jury due to medical advice not to fly and the need to focus on recovery from recent knee surgery. And now we will turn the program over to our live stream host and continue day 2 performances of the preliminary round. Thank you and enjoy.
The first performer this evening will be Nathaniel Zhang.
not come to me.
The next performer is Raul Canosa. One program change to announce. He'll be starting with the Nocturne in B major, opus 9, number 3, followed by the Etude in B minor, opus 25, number 10, then the Waltz in A flat, opus 42, and finishing with the third Ballade, opus 47. The next performer is Edison Chen. Small program change. He'll be beginning with the Etude in C major, opus 10, number 1, followed by the Waltz in A flat, opus 34, number 1. Then the Nocturne in C sharp minor, opus 27, number 1, and he'll finish with the second Ballade in F major, opus 38.
Welcome back to the National Chopin Competition Backstage interview sessions. I'm here with Raul Canosa. Beautiful playing, my friend. Thank you.
Great meeting you, Ben.
And we're also going to have Nathaniel Zhang in just a moment. What's up, Nathaniel?
What's up?
He's here. And maybe even Edison Chen. I just sent him a message, so we'll see. It could be a full house. Might even make a panel here. But let me do one at a time first. So I have specific questions for each of you. First of all, I want to commend you on your, I want to call it an aristocratic approach. Unsentimental, steady pulse. And then you let details sort of emerge. Not to everyone's taste, but no, you know what I mean. Do you agree? It's not, some people like it flexible, some people
You
want
cannot please everyone.
emotion. Well, I think this is difficult to pull off, but when you really are able to stay consistent, you can bring out, details in a way that might be harder when things are always kind of soupier and swimming. Was this conscious on your part? Is that how you feel Chopin in general?
Well, it was conscious.
Hey, Nathaniel, could you turn that knob? Sorry.
It was.
Yeah, with the piano's being tuned, so yeah.
Just all the way like.
All the way, any direction. Perfect.
It was definitely conscious because I think, when you have a steady flow of things, it's like an ocean in which then a bigger wave has more effect than if you're always moving and always being sentimental. Because, we're probably going to speak about the recordings that you put on your channel, specifically the one of Raul Canosa. And that kind of playing I love, and I've been playing some concerts and trying to imitate that kind of free rubato, and 10% is very interesting. The other 90% is awful out of taste.
Well, that was an era where you sort of got it both ways. Come on in, it's going to be a party, guys. So if you're here, thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed those 3 performances. We got all 3 pianists in the room, and they'll be trickling in. But Raul, first, I want to make sure you get to your dinner. So, but let's talk about that because, yes, Kajalski will do stuff that can sicken you. But
no, I love everything he does.
But
when I try to imitate that, then I listen to myself. I was like,
what about Paderewski?
I love.
So, see, I love it too, but then it can get a little seasick. Go listen to Ignacy Paderewski's Chopin Nocturnes. Listen to Kajalski's Nocturnes. See what we're talking about. But Kajalski does the variants in Opus 9 number 2. Yes. If you advance, you'll actually be doing similar versions of those variants and maybe a little bit of your own.
Yes.
So we can look forward to that. Announcements later tonight, we'll see. But actually, I heard some extra little Easter eggs tonight. Is that right?
Yes, I did. I wasn't going to do them in this round, right? I think, you never know. And I was messing around with it. We were in a room all together, right, with them also, and Timothy Jones, and I played this extra scale in the 3rd ballade, and he said, "Oh, I love it. Are you gonna do it?" I said, "No way." And then he said, "If you do it, I give you $50." And I said, "Deal." So
hey, if you're not going to make $100,000, might as well make 50.
Exactly.
Right?
So it's not 100,000, but at least this performance was worth.
But
50,
it's at least a good story.
So Tim, you owe me $50.
You hear that, Tim? Tim, I can spot you for it.
No, I mean at the camera. This is to
I know.
make it
I'm looking at the camera. I know who Tim is. He looks just like me, except he's got red hair.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, indeed.
Okay, there's some. Don't look too close at the chat. It's kind of like looking at the sun. It might burn your eyes. But no, I'm just kidding. But there was lots of interesting comments and all of you, because people are very.
This is amazing. This is exactly what classical music needs.
That's right.
A live stream with comments.
I know it can be nerve-wracking.
That rubato was awful. Oh, I like these. This was not good.
I'm glad that you
so
feel that way, but musicians can also be sensitive about these things. It doesn't feel good sometimes to see criticism.
That's okay.
On the other hand, I'd say you were a little polarizing. You had some people for whom you were the favorite, and others who I don't think they like the steady pulse. But this is a matter of taste. These are not the jury, don't worry. If there's an audience poll, I'd actually be curious to see, because there's those who speak up on the chat and then those who actually watch. So I'd say it's 700 watching and maybe only 50 in the chat.
Awesome.
So Okay, but let's talk about some of what I thought was really successful about this approach. Especially because, I mean, the last thing you played, the Ballade. You started with one, and you didn't waver. And whatever people might have been hearing or wanting from this or that kind of, rubato here or there, which could have been effective in a different way, your insistence on the pulse and this sort of left hand ostinato, it created this like sense of, this is something that I can follow and build. So I actually found that a very satisfying sort of climax and outpouring when you made it there. So there are real benefits, I think, to this approach. Do you feel that energy? Like, I'm just going to keep it tight.
I was thinking
as
there's,
I'm growing?
at the end, like doing music is something metaphysical in a way. So it doesn't matter if you move the tempo or your aesthetic. What speaks is the soul in a way. So I think even if I play it at tempo, and I'm usually the other way. Like I'm usually, as one of my teachers used to say, I pee on every tree.
Really?
Yes. When I was at that, yes.
I didn't hear any pee-pee
Oh
tonight.
no, not this time. But in a way that I'm still searching. Like I think, and that's the amazing thing of the journey of a pianist. I'm still searching, and I wanted to say, you know what I didn't find?
What?
Why I was so uncomfortable today? Well, there were a couple of reasons. Just today, I found out I bought here the wrong suit. This is from 3 years ago. It's extra small, so I was like this.
It looks like it fits you.
I haven't grown much, but
So this is from when? This is the suit you bought, or you had to
Probably like-
use it?
let me see. This is probably like this is from 5 or 6 years ago. This is the one I used to play 5
Oh,
or
I
6
see.
years ago.
You had a different, or you brought the wrong suit?
Yes, I
Oh,
brought the
I
wrong
see.
suit. So luckily I fit in the pants, which is I think.
I think it looks like you fit, but you felt tight.
I was like, but this is broken.
Oh, come on, no one's. Did
No,
anyone
but-
see the
no,
hole in the
I
pants?
don't think the
so.
criticisms are about the suit. So
But yes, I agree. I do need to let you talk. Sometimes I talk too much.
no, but I really appreciate your
Well,
your input.
tell me more about how it felt tonight, and then I want to bring over
Well,
our friends here.
But I want to see the comments.
The what?
We're not going to see the comments, the ugly ones especially. I want
Oh
to see
no,
the
I don't
ugly
know.
ones.
I mean, I don't know about ugly, but here's the thing. Again, now I'm talking again, but I just think sometimes when people hear a steady pulse in a nocturne, for example, and they don't hear the sort of swelling or I don't know, whatever might constitute emotion for them, they hear unsentimental as unemotional. I think it's possible to be emotional but restrained.
Well, it could be true. Like, I think many pianists don't do too much rubato, and there's different schools, but it's also a little bit, and not necessarily, but I mean, usually we're used to the TikTok culture in which you have to show how musical you are in like 30 seconds snip of a video. So you don't have
Yeah.
time to get to the culmination.
You hear that? You guys are watching too much TikTok.
Well, that's the short version. I gave the polite answer.
No, but we're talking about matters of taste here. And certainly for me, I remember once I had a masterclass with Alexander Kobrin, and I was playing a Scriabin B-flat minor Etude Opus 8 number 11. And I was, there's pulsating eighth notes, and I was kind of swimming in them a little bit. Da, da, da. And he looked at me funny after I played, and he said, "Why don't you just play them straight? You'll be much more expressive." And I looked at him like, "What are you talking about?" I'd never heard of that idea, but I
Yes.
understand it better now.
I think one of the things is very difficult when we play the piano, especially in the competition, to come across as sincere, because everything we do is we're trying to show how well we play, how musical we are, how prepared we are, and that's the hardest thing to do in music. So when you play in a steady pulse, is more natural in a way, and it's a little bit more sincere, and I think that's what I'm trying to get across. Like it has to speak from the heart, and sometimes when we try to do embellishment tempo-wise, it could work perfectly, and it could be perfectly sincere and phenomenal, but more often than not, it has the opposite effect. So in a way, that was one of the reasons for my choice.
And as you said, that's a recent choice, and you used to relieve yourself on various shrubbery and trees. So this is how Raul is today. But you might be
Yes.
something different next week, or
There's a book in Italian like uno nessuno centomila by Pirandello who says like we're 1, 1,000, and nobody at the same time. So I think that applies for pianists better than to anyone. Even.
well, who's the old Greek philosopher who said that you can't ever dip your foot in the same river twice because the river's changing.
Yes,
it's
that's
the
true.
same with us.
Let me see.
Let's just take. Why don't you guys come over? Bring a couple
let's-
chairs. Let's squeeze in.
I think we can squeeze all.
I think we can all squeeze in, and we should too because the next performance will start at 8:45, I believe.
We're still going.
So, oh no, that's old. Don't look at that. So I want to welcome to our.
Let's see. Can we fit? Yes. Come on. I mean, Edison, you can
Here's how this is going to work.
comfortably.
Here,
Let's see.
2 people to a chair.
I've said enough, so I'm going to move all the way over here, and I'm going to bring my chat with me. All right.
Oh, your chat.
Boys,
We
come
don't
on
get
in.
to see the
Get
chat.
comfortable. Get comfortable.
I think Nathan. I think
Come
we don't
on
see
in.
you yet. Come in. Sit half in my chair. Sit half in my chair like that.
All right, yeah, okay.
Okay, so we're going to pass the mic. First, I want to hear from Edison. You just got off the stage. First of all, thank you for joining us immediately. Usually, I would
Thank
want to go
you,
on a
thank
long
you.
walk by myself. How do you feel? You can hold it.
My hands actually felt really cold.
Yes, please say that loud. I didn't want to complain, but you know,
No.
pianists were always complaining.
But
yeah, go
is it a cold like
terribly cold.
draft, or is it like pianist cold, like
It's
your fingers get
horrible.
cold?
It happens that I was in the dressing room for a pretty long time, so my hands were actually pretty warm at that point
Yeah.
when I got on, and then I started the Etude, and then they started. I mean, I didn't really feel anything until I finished the Etude, and they were like really cold. And so I started the waltz, and I was actually pretty nervous because at the starting the waltz, there's a
Yes.
repeated note, and I didn't want to miss, that an entrance, right? So, I mean, and my hands just got colder.
Can we clip it and make it an official complaint? Everything is perfect here. It's just so cold.
Well,
And I heard many people say that, which
well,
is a shame.
I think it's perfectly fine to register your discontent. I've been complaining about the only 3 waltzes you're allowed to choose from, but that's mostly Warsaw that I'm
that's
talking.
over, yeah.
But we should also say this has been a pretty great competition, right?
It is phenomenally-
And we got a great live stream here. And who else is sitting on what is this?
You have to play with cold hands.
Do you have to play with cold? It's not the first cold hall that you're going to play in. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But you guys, everyone has the same hall to play in, so there is that amount of fairness, at least.
Right.
And but I'm curious. Besides the hands,
That's the first thing you wrote up.
did you feel comfortable in sort of what your intentions were, what you were doing with the different?
No, I
pieces?
felt really good about. Not really good about the performance, but I felt pretty. I feel like if I wanted to do it again, I would probably say no because I feel like I did my best. There's always things that are unexpected that'll happen, but I feel like I did my best tonight.
It's a good attitude. Also, just walking out there and playing 10-1.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they gave you these 5 etudes to choose from, them being the hardest, although some would dispute the octave etude being among those others, but I don't know, that's the one I would choose. There was a question for Raul about legato octaves. Did you go for a legato approach, or what was your sort of a way of thinking about the octave etude when you played it?
I don't know.
Here, take that.
What did people say?
I don't know, there was some question here about, here, I'll find it. I'd like to know Raul's opinion about decision about connecting octaves legato in the etude. I don't know if it was the middle section or the outer sections that they're referring to.
Well, I mean, I think it's an etude for legato in octaves, both in the beginning and in the middle section. But of course, there are parts that are almost impossible to play legato. So I think you have to create the illusion that it's a wave that doesn't break, that is not ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So I don't know how it sounded, but definitely at the beginning I was trying to do legato, and you try to connect and to create a wave. Sometimes you can do that physically, and sometimes you have to do that musically.
I understand,
Because
yeah.
it's impossible to connect.
Edison, Opus 10 number 1, whether hands are cold or warm, what is your mentality in terms of just thinking, all right, accuracy matters in this piece. Obviously, it always matters, but people really are noticing this one.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
are you aiming for the pinky? You know what I'm talking about? Like, are you thinking of the groups? okay, this is the E, you know, F, F, F.
I
How do
found-
you aim for accuracy?
I found that if I did that, the evenness of the notes would actually get worse, because when you're aiming for that, you're rushing the fourth finger or whatever precedes the pinky, because when you're aiming for the pinky, that's sort of, you know, our natural instinct to you know, rush the previous note. So I mean, for accuracy, I mean, I guess it's just practice.
Speaking
it
of
was-
that, how do you balance your schoolwork with practice? Because you're what, a junior in high school right now?
I'm a freshman, so
You're a
it's not too
freshman?
bad. It's not too bad.
I had a lot of homework when I was a freshman in high school. I don't know about you.
No, I try to practice more, and weekends obviously I can't practice too much during the school year because of homework, of course, and be exhausted after, you know, 8 hours of school every day. So yeah.
Could you hand it to Nathaniel?
All right.
Everyone, meet Nathaniel Zhang.
Hello.
Nathaniel, you got some friends in the chat, I should mention. Seems like some people knew you.
Oh, who are they? I'm interested.
I don't know, announce yourself if you know Nathaniel. It'll take 20 seconds. We got a
Alright, I
delay
got
here.
you, I got you.
Before we hear from your friends, tell us about, first of all, thank you for playing the Barcarolle.
Oh, you're welcome.
Finally.
Of course.
How many second and third ballades did we have to swim through to finally make it to Venice? But first of all, tell me how you love this piece.
I mean, who doesn't love this piece? One of my first videos I ever saw by you, or I think it was by you on Tonebase, was why Chopin's Barcarolle is your favorite piece. So
Yeah,
I
that was
mean,
my
that's-
attempt
that's-
at clickbaity
yeah.
titles. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I think it's like pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. You know, we've heard a lot of Ballade 2s and Ballade 3s, and it has certain elements of both those pieces, like the kind of watery rhythm, you know, of Ballade number 2, but also that kind of like seductive, like very sensual character of Ballade number 3. So I think, you know, it's undoubtedly one of Chopin's masterworks.
Interesting to compare those two. So you'd say the third ballade is more seductive than the Barcarolle, but the Barcarolle isn't without its
Without
seduction.
like sensuality, like kind of feeling.
It seems infinitely subtle,
Yes.
and like it's like no human will ever find just the right.
Yeah.
Even the greatest pianist of all time will never just perfectly play. I don't think I've ever heard a 100. This is not a comment on your playing.
All right.
I don't think I've ever heard a performance by anybody that was at the absolute ideal.
I
of this. You
agree,
know what I'm
I
talking
agree.
about?
Oh.
I agree.
What do you? Yeah, go ahead, Raul. Yeah.
I don't remember the name. And
Here,
every time
microphone.
I don't remember the name, and I have like it's very funny because in YouTube the title is Barcarolle Definitive Version, and the name is
Well.
Punishov, Lev Punishov.
Oh, okay.
Do you know
Everyone look for Lev Punishov's
It's
recording.
incredible. It's
Also, Dino Lipati has
incredible.
an incredible
Yes.
Barcarolle.
Yes. I mean,
That's
Yeah,
what
let's-
is incredible.
I mean, yeah. I think, you know, we've talked a lot you know, about like listening to recordings, all these different inspirations, right? And I agree. Dino Lipati is like the gold standard. I mean, he's the gold standard for almost everything
lot of
he ever
things.
played.
Waltzes. Talking about all these
Oh,
waltzes we're
yeah,
hearing.
his
He's the
waltzes,
greatest.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll
amazing.
say to the viewers as well, he has a famous studio recording of the waltzes,
All
but
14,
actually his
right, yeah.
final recording, his final live recital was recorded
And it was all waltzes.
months before he died. It was all the waltzes except for Opus 34 number 1,
Wow.
which was the one he always would end with, but he didn't have the energy to play it.
Wow.
But he did record it in a different earlier studio recording or a radio recording
Yeah.
for the EMI Studios, earlier 40s. You can look all of this up. Actually, look at Mark Ainley's Piano Files channel. He chronicles all of Dino Lipati's waltzes. We'll be going into this in depth on the Chopin podcast, episode 11. Sorry, shameless plug.
W plug.
Speaking of waltzes, everyone had to play waltzes. Wait, what were you? Sorry, Opus 42.
I was Opus 42, yes.
Why do you think everyone's choosing Opus 42?
That is a good question, because I think the last, like, U.S. Chopin, at least, I didn't see many Opus 42s. But I think it just has everything, you know? The main theme is so fun, it's so lively, it's so charming. It is obviously a pretty technically difficult piece. There's a lot of different challenges, you know, to be able to play very lightly but very quickly. The left hand has a lot of jumps, which is deceptively tricky. I think, but the interludes for me was what really attracted me to the piece. Like that first, you know, kind of playful, jumpy interlude.
What?
and then-
Da ya ba 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 ba.
Yeah,
Or
that one's nice,
or the
but also
passage where.
and then
Love
there's
it,
a
yeah.
there's a sostenuto part,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the most soulful moments in Chopin.
Ya da da
And
da
then,
da da.
and then that
Yeah.
coda, that ending is so just brilliant, and
Well,
fun. So,
when
I
it's
think-
playing the wrong
yeah,
note
yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah, so I
I
think
mean, it's the most clever and grandest of all the waltzes.
yes.
It's just when you hear it 37 times.
True,
in a row.
true.
No, no,
And
no.
the
I
thing
mean,
is,
it's.
the thing is, it's not even super repetitive compared to like Opus 18 or Opus 31.
I-
34 number one.
I agree, and I used to
yeah.
always say Opus 42, my favorite.
Yeah.
After the last 2 days, and this is nothing against
Now I
anyone.
wanna hear it again.
Now I want to hear Opus 18 only, because I
Yeah.
think maybe even one person choose it. I think there was.
think a
someone,
couple,
Matthew,
yeah.
That's right, Matthew played it.
Okay.
But well, it's. I actually think even though we might get tired of the same waltzes,
Yeah.
I feel like I really know what I'm listening for now. You know, as
Interesting,
it was going on, it'll be interesting to see how the judges. Well, we won't know exactly what they were thinking, but in their own experience of listening to many of the same pieces, at some point, of course, they've been hearing and playing this music their whole lives. But when you hear it in such a concentrated amount of time, you start expecting certain things, and then when you hear a new performer and they do something, and you're like, yes, finally that. You know,
Yeah.
it can actually have a big impact on a judge. That might be a benefit to going later.
Interesting.
Just putting that out there. I'm not saying anything about
Well,
the
let's
judges
go,
thinking.
guys.
Wait, but
You guys are nice and late in the game here, so who knows? But
Maybe they're not listening anymore.
interesting question here. We want each of you to say one controversial music opinion that you have.
who wants to
If
go
you want to think about it, I feel like Raul might have some.
No, I want to see the bad comments.
You can go back in time and find them later.
I'm gonna find it right now.
He's gonna call you out by name.
No, I just think it's very fun. Like, and that's what is exciting. Like, is it?
Go ahead and finish your thought, but I am gonna have to get back on the broadcast soon. So
Oh,
just let
okay.
you know that. Yep.
No, but I think is fun. Like, because I see people going to a concert and all they say is it's wonderful, it's wonderful. But you know, it's fun to see the comments and people that like and the preferences and the different perception that people have of the same contestant. So I think it's amazing to
It's
be able
true.
to have these. I don't know if for the contestant, but definitely for the audience is very interesting. So
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Of course, it's sensitive for musicians. We're always our biggest critics, but it's never fun to hear somebody else say it, although we're used to it from our teachers. So I actually think maybe we have thicker skin than we realize, and it's okay to notice some of this criticism. Still, I'm trying to keep it civil in the chat as much as I can. Quickly, Edison.
oh, I laughed so hard when you took out the word stupidest.
I had to censor you a little bit.
I'm
We'll
censored.
talk about that later. No, it was on the video I
Pure
made about him.
censorship in
Oh,
tone-based.
absolutely. I'm a total authoritarian about censorship. Edison, quickly, controversial opinion.
I do not like Glenn Gould's Bach.
Okay,
boy.
out of here. Get out now. No, I'm
End of the show.
hey,
End of the show.
hey, you will once I'm done with you.
Oh boy. Oh
I'm
boy.
gonna make you like it. Yeah, over here.
Man, controversial take. I don't know. Should I say it? I don't think Liszt writes particularly great music. His music
Let's
is
go back down to this. No, I'm kidding.
no, his music is it's very beautiful, and I mean he writes some of the best transcriptions and a lot of stuff. But I think I don't know. I don't think his music has certain pieces do, but overall don't have the replay kind of value, if to use that.
I want to
word.
hear your
that-
Petrarch Sonnet 104. I want to hear you play it. I want to hear your listen on it.
Okay.
I know what you're saying,
No, I mean they're
I
great.
totally get it.
Yeah, there's great pieces.
but especially when you're at a Chopin competition. Here we are at Chopin competition talking about Liszt. Like now the Liszt competition is going to start talking about us this way, right? No,
That
but
would be awesome.
Chopin, no composer of the 19th century had more refinement in the inner details of composition than this guy, Chopin.
Yeah.
And so I think when you get to Liszt, you just notice that it's not quite the same. We are going to need to go back down to the hall. Okay, and it's been fun, guys. Yeah, I'm on the headset and I haven't heard anything yet, so I'm ready at any moment. They're waiting for me?
Wow.
Okay. Let's go back down to the hall. Thanks, guys, for coming. We're leaving
Thank
on
you,
a
guys.
controversial
Thank
note.
you.
All right. Thanks, guys, for showing up.
The next performer is Alyssa Gabrilovich. The final performer will be William Ga. There is a program change. He'll begin with the Etude in C major, opus 10, number 1, followed by the Waltz in A flat major, opus 34, number 1, Nocturne in F sharp minor, opus 48, number 2, and finally he'll finish with the third Ballade in A flat major, opus 47.
What a show. How'd you guys enjoy that? That's the 23rd of 23 competitors in the preliminary round of this National Chopin competition. Coming to you live from Miami, Florida. We're here at the Frost School. It's been a long couple of days filled with third ballades and second ballades and Opus 42 A-flat waltzes and other A-flat waltzes from other opuses, and it's been a fun ride. And we really ended with quite the splash there. William Ga at the end, he'll be joining us shortly. He probably needs to cool off a little bit after that performance. But he and Alyssa Gabrilovich will be coming up and joining me. So stay right where you are, and we'll have a fun little nightcap with the most recent two performers. In the meantime, I just want to mention that this is the end of the preliminary round, and that means the quarterfinalists are being decided upon. As we speak, the jury is probably exiting the auditorium, thinking, all right, who's it going to be, or who's it not going to be? Maybe this first round is more of a who's not making it kind of decision than it is a who's making it, if you know what I mean. 5 will be voted off the island. Unfortunately, that's the nature of competitions, and we will mow things down to 18 performers. I am being joined by a couple. Come on in. Come on down. You guys look familiar?
Yes.
Have a seat. Come on in.
You know, this is not where I thought it would be. I thought it was like the one out in the lobby with because the banner.
Did you do I make it seem more, you know?
Yeah, I was not expecting.
Oh wait, so
like,
you
this,
can
this
see
room.
yourself.
Yeah, but they can't see you till you're in the screen. Come on,
So
come
like
on
this.
over. Come on
So,
over.
like, you can see.
Yes, they can see you.
Okay,
Everyone
so-
say hi. Alyssa Gabrilovich, William Ga.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you grab that mic and you're going to share it. Yeah.
But you talk. You will
talk
talk.
first.
No, you talk the most because I'm not good at speaking. So you can talk first.
Do you want to interview her? Because
No.
Yeah.
I'm all interviewed out at this point.
No,
so.
you got it. you got
Okay, yeah, I'll start. Okay, so William, you just came off the stage, third ballade. How do you feel about it?
I know.
Nice climax, by the way. Nice build up. Very satisfying.
Thank you. I don't know. I think a lot of other competitors will echo this sentiment, but it felt really cold in the room. And I remember I was watching Edison talk about this earlier too, where he said he was like warm before he came in, and then he got in. After the Etude, he felt cold. And for me, it was like I felt cold the moment I went in. So I was warm like backstage. So going into all the pieces cold was a little daunting. But
How do you
overall,
deal
I
with
feel-
cold hands?
I don't.
What
I
about-
just kind of, for me, that reduces the, like,
That's not good?
It doesn't work after like 20 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It'll go back to the same temperature.
Problem is the real coldness is inside of us.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
not actually because the room is cold. We can be in cold rooms and be warm, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
So it's
yeah.
kind of nerves a little bit, right? No?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Tell us about them.
Me?
Yeah. Do you have cold hands? Here,
no.
scoot in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not even cold hands. I have really shaky hands. Like,
Okay.
Oh,
do you have
same.
shaky hands?
I have shaky hands
It's
as
like I literally can't like, and I have a shaky leg too. When I get really nervous, like shaky arm, shaky leg.
Right
so
leg?
like in my
Right leg?
right leg.
That's
And
good
so-
for flutter pedaling though.
Right. But no, but I was playing the Nocturne, and like it was just like, cause like I feel like the first piece is always the one that's kind of like you start like it's the one that you shake the most in, cause like also Nocturne you like want to play quiet, so like my leg and my hand just like shakes a lot, but then like throughout the program.
I don't
it's
know
like-
if it. Did anyone notice? Did you guys notice
Yes.
them shaking? We're gonna see.
I
But
think I saw my own hand shaking.
Yeah,
when
I
went
saw
in
my
the
own
ballad,
hand
but
shaking.
let's
I felt
see.
like my leg was like gonna explode, like it was like shaking like crazy.
Yeah.
and so you both played the third ballade, and we heard a lot of third ballades this week.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Do you guys have like a narrative for it? Do you have a movie playing in your head, or is it purely abstract music for you?
I think I went into it. We were talking about this actually before, like an hour ago, right before, and we've both played it for a very long time, and also we've been hearing it so many times in the practice halls. It's like you walk down, you hear somebody practicing the coda. But I would definitely say for me, just the beginning with the 4 kind of melodic lines that happen. I always saw it as like some sort of court situation, and you're gathering all these characters. And so for me, it's always been a question from concert to concert of who the characters are. And I was talking to Alyssa before this. I was saying that maybe for this time, it'll be like, because me, Alyssa, Nathaniel, and Edison were all very good friends.
Yeah.
And so I was talking about like maybe it could be us 4. you know,
Yeah,
and, like
coming.
our shenanigans or whatever
Wow.
throughout the rest of the piece.
Yeah.
But completely went out of my head the second I started playing. So
That's true.
it's hard to say whether or not that was actually.
Yeah.
I want to make
yeah.
Sometimes I make supercuts when I edit videos, and I
Yeah.
just go from one performance to the next. I want to just mash up your four, or was it all four of you
Yes.
playing the same piece? Perfect. Which section
Was it?
would?
No.
No, me, Nathaniel, and Edison played the same Nocturne.
Oh, Nocturne. Okay.
Yeah.
Me, Edison, and Will played
We
the
played
same
the
Waltz.
same.
Well, in any case, there's a lot of overlap.
No,
So,
yeah.
but if you guys had if I took your two ballades,
Mm-hmm.
which section would you want Alyssa to take, and which section would you want to keep, and then I'll sort of splice
I would
from
keep
one to the
all
other.
of his and none of mine.
No,
Oh, come on, come on. Typical pianist self-deprecation. No, but talk to us about you. By the way, both of you, lots of fans in here. This is called the chat. You got to be careful with it. It's like the sun.
Yeah.
You don't want to stare
Yeah,
into
of
it for too long. But there's a lot of nice people in here, and we have some great questions. Here's one: favorite recording of the Third Blood. You're not allowed to listen to it, right? That'll influence your opinion about how to play it. No. Okay. So, who's your favorite Third Ballade artist? Do you have one?
Me? It changes. I gotta say the most recent one I listened to, I think it might be a live concert recording of Martha Argerich from a while ago. I think a couple decades ago. She plays it like really fast in that one actually, but I don't exactly know how to describe it. It's very
Argerich
different.
played fast.
Well, yeah, of course, but it's very different from the usual like super like elegant, and of course Argerich is very elegant. But I feel like
she was probably like this.
yeah, but I think she leans into a lot of like a different like dimension that a lot of other recordings seemingly don't have, and I'm still unsure whether or not I prefer that over others or how I feel about it. But it's
You never
just
have to
something
decide.
interesting
Luckily,
to-
you
yeah.
never have to have the answer to that.
Yeah, of course.
You want to? Who's your?
I
yeah.
really like Zimmerman. Like
Yeah.
Zimmerman is my favorite. I always listen to his.
You like all four,
Yeah, but
especially the third.
yeah. Rubinstein, I've also listened to. Those are my favorites, but I like Zimmerman a lot, and like a lot of his recordings, not just Ballade, but like Waltz, and I'm blanking right now. Like that
No, that's
happens sometimes.
fine.
Yeah.
Talk with the microphone.
It
no,
is,
it's
like,
different.
There's a lot of. I've noticed a lot of Zimmerman fans. Whenever I make
Yeah.
a Chopin video that doesn't include mention of Zimmerman, I get a lot of
Yeah.
Zimmerman people being like, "This is a crime against humanity that you didn't
Yeah.
mention Zimmerman."
Yeah.
So,
I really like Zimmerman.
yeah. What about you? Okay, so let's talk about your Nocturne, because you chose the one F sharp minor Nocturne, Opus 48, number 2. Thank you, by the way. I love that piece.
I do too.
I mean, nothing against your C sharp minor. I just, we heard it 13 times or
it's-
so. It's a beautiful piece.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But this piece is cool, elusive, I guess, and not as well known or beloved as the C minor one before it. What drew you to this particular work?
I'm guilty of not listening to enough recordings of just in general, and a lot of when I go to masterclass, they'll be like, "Have you listened to like this Nocturne?" And they'll be super shocked that I haven't. When I was picking a Nocturne to learn, I think a couple of years ago, I just randomly flipped through my Nocturnes book and just sight read like the beginnings of all the Nocturnes, and this is the one that stood out to me the most, because like 2-measure short introduction and then immediately into this like extraordinary lilting melody. And the other thing that sticks out is in the Ekier edition, at least, there's the first phrase lasts like a page and a half. It's just a page and a half of pure like one big long like slur line, and so I don't know. I just thought that was I didn't see that in any of the,
I didn't know
the other
that.
Nocturnes.
Wait, I'm
Pulling
curious.
up the score.
I might have it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, where are we? 48. Right here. Okay, we'll open it up.
Yes.
How vocal is dumb?
Not at all.
I don't know.
Not
I mean,
at all. I remember
you don't think of
when
that
I
as a
was-
sung line.
I've tried to sing
No?
it when
Okay.
I practice. I will
Can
say.
you solfege it?
No.
Can you solfege?
Cannot.
Solfege test. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Opus 10, number 1.
Oh, do.
That's a joke.
Oh.
I met a woman who can
Do, so,
solfege
do, mi,
Opus
do,
10,
so,
number
do, mi,
1.
Do, so, do, mi, do, so, do, mi.
Yeah, but in
Oh,
you have to
in actual.
obviously not
pitch.
every register. You got to cycle around the same octave.
Yeah.
I know somebody who can do it. It's
That's
really
crazy.
not worth the trouble. But okay, Chopin wrote these really long phrases, and yeah, the Ekier edition has. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, from the beginning. Like, look at this.
It just won't. And so, how do you interpret this? What we're looking at here is the Ekier edition of Opus 48, number 2. He just sends a. You're waving at yourself. Wave at this. They're in here.
Wait, so
This is the camera. Yeah.
That's the TV.
That's us looking at ourselves. This is the camera. So
Oh,
if you want to wave to your adoring fans, it's in here. Wave to your fans. You
Hello,
both have
Bertha
fans.
Bailey. It's my dorm. They're watching.
Are they really?
Yeah, like that's my dorm mate. That's my dorm
Well,
mate.
call 'em out. Say
Shout
their
out
names.
Brandon, Helios, Tiani, Nate, Pragoon, Gian, Eric, Connor. Oh, if I forget someone, they're going to be really mad at me. Avery. I said Helios already. Let me go downstairs. Downstairs, Eric and Gian. Second floor, Brandon, Harry. Oh, Harry and
brought
Tiani.
them.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
No, I mean, I don't have that many friends. Alyssa, what's your favorite post-performance meal?
Post-performance.
What are you going to eat after this?
Wait, did someone ask that?
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Is-
question right
it's
here.
'cause you think
And
I'm
you're going to
fat?
answer it too, so think about your answer.
Okay.
My post-performance meal, I don't know what it is, but I'm never hungry before. I always eat a banana because my mom always told me banana's really good to eat before.
Potassium.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but
I don't either.
yeah, yeah, it's like a vitamin or something.
Vitamin K? I don't-
Yeah.
In the
But-
chat, tell us what potassium is.
But like, so before I eat a banana, but then I just can't eat a lot because I'm nervous and I like get stressed. I just can't eat when I have that. But then after, a good burger is always good.
Oh, yeah.
A good
Always a burger.
what's pizza?
Like a veggie burger?
You know,
or?
after Nelly
no,
Berman,
no. Veggie's
kidding.
crazy.
after Nelly
Hey,
Berman
hey.
concerts, there's like a Wendy's next to
Really?
next to the school.
Oh yeah,
and
actually,
we would go to that
there's a
Wendy's.
reason. So me and Will, there's a reason why we wanted to interview together because me and Will actually we didn't grow up together, but we actually like
Went to the same music school.
we went to the same music school when we were like 8 years old.
What's that? What's it called?
It was
Give me a
called
shout out.
Nelly Berman Music School.
Yep.
Where?
So-
Nelly Berman
Pens-
School of Music.
Oh, Nelly
Where?
Berman School.
Where?
NBS.
So it's in it's in Haverford. It's in a small town in Pennsylvania. But we like both saw each other like when we first basically
Basically every
started.
week, yeah.
So you learned
Yeah.
how to love burgers together? Or was
Well,
that-
there's a Wendy's next to the school, and so
Okay.
sometimes the performances would go really late. And my parents, I don't know about you, but my
No,
parents would
I
take
never-
me to
I
that
never
Wendy's
had that.
drive-through and get like 20-piece chicken nuggets with
Yeah.
barbecue sauce.
Wait
And
till
that
you
was
guys are
fun.
38 like me, and you'll see how that food makes you feel. So, do you guys want to talk about Wendy's, or you don't want to talk about the 24 Preludes? It's kind of a toss-up, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's give them a little Happy Meal treat and answer some of their actual questions.
That was a good
transition.
It's called a segue. I'm an expert at them. Maybe not. Wow, I don't know where it went, but someone whose name is just a flag is interested to hear about your, Alyssa's, choice to program the full Opus 28 Preludes on your second round.
My choice? Like
Was
why?
not your choice.
No, like why I did it or
Sure. No one else is doing it.
No, someone else is doing it.
Oh, is it?
Paul.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, still, it's rare, but
Yeah.
it was an option. So tell us about it and the Preludes. What do they mean to you?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's when I was younger, I only did 6 preludes, and I never knew about the other ones. Like I did,
Which 6?
like I did 7 through 12 when I was younger, and I
Oh.
always did 7 through 12.
So you were ready for the Chopin competition.
I was always ready. And so I did 7 through 12, but I always heard other people playing, like, because during the summer there's a Chopin Frost Academy festival where like people play Chopin, and there was concerts every night, and I always heard different sets of the preludes, but I never played them myself, and I always liked them a lot. And then I was like, this is a good, opportunity to learn all of them, and I really like a lot of, I mean, I love all of them. There's some that, not as much as others. But I
You want
really
to tell us which?
like not because they're bad, just because like they're hard for me to play. Like, let me think. I don't know. 5 is so awkward for me. It's so awkward for me. I don't know why. It's so awkward for me. And
That's it,
musically too.
Reach the chord.
She's talking about the D major. And if you go in there,
Yeah.
did you notice that? So there's that B, A, B,
Yeah,
A,
like you have to
B,
voice
A.
it, but then the hand goes everywhere, and it's hard to also phrase because it's like, where is it going? You know what I mean? There's one major one, there's one minor one, and a couple lines. That was always confusing for me, but I love all the preludes. 'Cause-
And you mentioned the F sharp major in particular in the video.
yeah,
we made
I did.
together.
That's one of my favorites. Yeah.
I love that, and you chose the middle section.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
must have been one of the first ones you learned after you just learned 7 through 12. It's like, I
Yeah.
got to learn 13 now.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
how did I not know about this?
I
right?
always wanted. Yeah.
One of the most beautiful and underrated moments in all of Chopin's music is the middle section of the F sharp major prelude. He kind of nailed everything he wrote in F sharp major. I mean, most keys.
Yeah.
But that key, he knew how to write for. Do you play any preludes?
I'm playing 13 to 18.
Of course, you have to.
Yeah, but
It's
other,
required,
other than that, I
um,
know like 11 and 12 because I learned 11 to 16, and then
Wow, you guys and your prelude streaks.
because yeah.
You'll get all 24 at some point. What are you, like
Yeah.
17 right now?
I have to say 13 is one of my favorites too.
No, I mean years old.
Oh, 17 years old. Yes.
17 is actually one of my favorites
he's,
too.
He's 13 through 18 years old at the moment.
Yes,
But which one is your favorite?
13.
13.
13's
You said
actually-
70. 70 is beautiful, the A flat.
Yeah,
but
it's really annoying.
now we're just fawning over Chopin. Let's see what other questions.
Yeah.
Favorite post-performance meal? I think everyone liked the. Okay, Zodiac says hello. Tell me what frogs. Tell them that the frogs don't mean what? I don't even know. The chat gets wild at night, guys. What's up? I can't even understand half of what you're saying. Okay, last time when I had the three guys in here
Wait,
earlier.
someone said potassium is an element. Period. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Question answered.
Okay, ready? Name the first 10 elements of the periodic table.
Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. Oh, Nate is going to be mad at me.
Nerd
Nitrogen, oxygen.
alert! Nerd
How many?
alert!
First how many?
First 10.
First 10? Okay, oxygen's 8.
Oxygen is a. I actually
My
remember
dad's going to be so disappointed. He's a chemistry professor.
My dad's a chemistry professor.
Oh.
High five. Well,
Oh my god, my
High
dad's
five
a
and you
cancer
gave me the
researcher.
you know what? The fist bump wasn't around when I was younger. I'm still getting used to it, so I did it wrong. Where were we? Oh, we were talking about music. No. Most controversial take about music. Alyssa, you start. Hottest take.
careful what you say.
Hottest music
They're
take.
all recording.
Hey, we had someone. Well, I won't say what they said. You can go watch and hear what Nathaniel said earlier. But
Nathaniel.
yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh, he left.
Nathan.
Ooh, hot take about Liszt. Yeah.
Controversial?
I think I know what Nathan said, actually.
You guys call him Nathan?
Sometimes. We
I
kinda-
say Nate and then he gets mad. He's like, don't call me
All
that
right,
one."
don't change the subject.
Oh, sorry.
Hot take.
Wait, can you go first? Cause I.
Yeah, you think about it.
I'm still thinking about it.
Well, I'm thinking.
Why
about
don't
it
you
too.
go first?
Yeah.
Although, have you already said it? Or no?
No.
No,
Hot
you can
take
answer
about
your own
music. Give me a subject within music, and I'll give you a hot take about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what about music? Like people or like,
People.
like.
Well, how about overrated composer?
Okay. What's your answer?
Yeah, I'm falling flat here. My job is to make every composer, even the ones that I used to not like, ones that I now like.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I have one. Overrated composer. I don't know if it's a Scrabin. Like I'm
Whoa!
sorry.
What?
I've like keep my friends know I'm not a fan
Are
of.
you crazy?
Like I like
Why?
Wow.
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
You're just not there yet.
Maybe. I think it's a different
Have you
stage of
played
life.
Scriabin?
I'm like I have like gone through some pieces, but Scrabin just
You would be awesome at Scriabin.
Yeah.
It feels
the
like it's
is
in
it
your
like an insult or
it's in your blood.
all right.
And
I
you're
know.
like, and you play Chopin so well. I've never met someone who plays Chopin with as much passion and fire as you, who would then say, "But I won't play Scriabin now."
No, I don't know what it is. I think Scrabin's
She's
not-
gonna get there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
She's gonna get
Scrabin's
there.
not bad. Like Scrabin's not bad.
I know.
don't think anyone's bad. Oh.
No,
I don't
you're
think
fine.
anyone's
You're
bad.
fine. Hey, I'm the one who asked for the hot take.
He's
So
not my favorite.
that's fine.
Like I like Rachmaninoff, like all those. I'm honestly I'm not even a big fan of Prokofiev either.
Oh, I was gonna say Prokofiev.
I'm not a big fan.
But not
Are
that.
you? I hope you're not like damaging any relationships right now.
I don't know. A lot of people like that. I don't know what it is. I just Scrabin and Prokofiev like they don't hit. They don't like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey, you know, there's no accounting for taste.
Right.
What about you? Hot take.
I don't know. I'm gonna blame.
She's going down there like, all right, who did I anger? Scriabin will grow on you.
Why don't I
they
just
say.
answer the do you guys?
Prokofiev
improvise for
hater.
fun question? Okay. I will say my mom doesn't like Prokofiev. Sorry, mom.
Well, I mean,
But,
mom.
and then maybe that rubbed off a tiny bit on me. But actually, I like the early Prokofiev sonatas. I don't really understand like.
Actually, I played number 5. I like that one.
I love number 5.
Yeah, I played that one.
Guys,
And
you're
number
all
4
gonna
is so
fall in
good.
love with all this music. Just give it some
I
time.
feel like it's
you're
not-
still. How old are you, Alyssa?
I'm 19.
How old are you,
17.
guys?
But I will
I
say,
can't
I will
wait
say,
to hear Alyssa Gabrilovich's 5th Scriabin sonata and William Guzz's 7th Prokofiev sonata
Wait, I will say, I don't
in like
think it's
5 or
like-
10 years. Just give them a chance. They're gonna get there.
Yeah, my friend is.
They're gonna
Yeah.
get there.
I don't think it's like any. I don't think I can say a composer's overrated. I think I can say like pieces.
Okay,
you
give me
know?
an overrated piece.
Okay, like Prokofiev Sonata number 3.
Okay, but you just said you like the early ones. You like 2.
Yeah, I like 1, 2, 4, 5,
Okay.
and I don't like 3.
2's hot. I love 2 is just I'm gonna keep going.
That's like beatboxing. Wait, what's going on there?
Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah. That's why moms don't like it. It's kind of like, can you kids, keep it down up there? It's like Prokofiev just bashing away. But you guys can understand if anyone here is a teenager, you're gonna really like some music, and then some other music is maybe hasn't spoken to you yet. I certainly had, my tastes have always been developing. I got 20 years on you guys, but I think it's really cool to know that you're playing piano this well right now, and you haven't even reached the point that you've, I don't know, made these discoveries yet. But I do believe that, I sincerely believe these composers will come to you. I mean, I always liked Bach, and I had to play Bach. I had a whole Bach revelation in my 20s, and I never thought it would happen, and it did. So you guys will come around this music, and it's exciting, actually. It's nice to have composers that have these opinions now. They're going to grow. They're going to change. Let's check out another little...
It's like a Q&A.
Yeah.
I have not been drinking. I quit drinking, thank you very much. Oh. But perhaps you have in the audience there. No.
Burn.
Yeah,
still a thing?
the chat and I are...
No, I don't think it's like roasted.
Yeah,
I don't think
the
it's
young
roasted.
kids these days.
You don't say burn anymore?
I don't
No,
know.
I think it's roasted.
I don't know what the kids
do
these
people
days are
still
saying.
say YOLO?
No.
Yeah, I don't think that was ever a thing.
You should, when...
What about
Wait,
off
we should
the
teach
chain?
Ben, we should teach Ben some, like, slang.
Yeah, give me some what are you guys, Gen Alpha?
No!
Oh my God! No! We are
We're Gen Z.
squarely Gen Z, the best generation.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
No,
All
we
right.
don't associate with Gen Alpha.
First of all, there wouldn't be a Gen Z without millennials. We taught you everything you know. We invented the internet, turns out. No, we mastered the internet, and then we taught you how to use it, and then you guys got more creative than us with it. Okay, I do agree. Gen Z is pretty cool. Give us a little bit of Gen Z slang to end the night, and maybe
to
we'll take one
end
more
the
question.
night?
Well, we'll see. We can't stay here forever. There's people who have jobs who want to go home.
Well, they could stay a little longer.
I don't know. Wait, you go first.
You clearly know some.
Okay,
Let's give
I
me
was
some.
gonna tell you, like, do you know? Have you heard somebody say like "let him cook"?
Of course, I know Let 'Em Cook.
Oh.
From sports, I watch
Oh
sports.
yeah, we do say I'm so cooked. Like
Okay.
I'm cooked.
I'm cooked is a bad thing.
Here-
Cooking
oh.
is a good
Right.
thing.
Oh yeah, Let 'Em Cook is. I know it
good.
from sports talk. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, so
we,
like when I like came out of the elevator, I was like, God, I'm so cooked, bro. I was so cooked. Like.
oh, so
That's a
it'd be
negative
positive,
connotation.
negative.
Yes.
When
Negative, yeah.
I mean, when you were rolling like in the Waltz or whatever, or when you were on fire in the Ballade, I was like, yeah, let Alyssa cook. Let's go. Like that's what I was thinking in my mind. Let William cook. You know what Gen Z slang I like is mid. I like mid.
very
I've started
versatile
using
word.
mid. I'm just like, yeah, it's mid. This perfect word. I don't know why we didn't use it for a while.
That's true. That's a thing.
Shout out to how many Gen Z? I feel like is the chat entirely Gen Z? I feel like it's either Gen Z or
Wait,
it's
someone keeps asking,
boomers.
do you guys improvise for fun? I feel bad because I seem to
Yeah,
kinda, like,
we
put
should-
them
Do you
in
guys
should
improvise?
So I will say that after going to Andover, we have a lot of amazing jazz musicians, and like I got introduced to a lot of jazz starting in high school, and I've made some pitiful attempts at improvising, and it's mostly limited to like, oh, I'll add a 7th or 9th or 13th, and then it still sounds kind of the same. So, but I would like to try and improvise more. Yeah.
Good for you, Alyssa.
I actually don't improvise.
That's okay. I'm not good at it either.
Yeah, I'm not very good at improvising. Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm an advocate for it,
yeah,
but I can't do it myself.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good at it.
Do as I say, not as I do. This kind of thing.
I'm gonna take the mic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Sorry.
chat. I love you. Listen, I'm not.
We love you, Chad.
I love you, chat.
Wait, are you looking?
I'm
no,
not
no,
calling
here,
out the
here.
whole chat.
So you love Chad.
I think you chat. I think all you chatters are
Chat?
great people. I'd love to take you out for coffee, talk Chopin with you, talk Liszt with you, talk about pianists with you. So who knows even like who we are? You guys are just text on a screen with little like widgets and emojis like popping around you. So I have no clue who you are. I'm much better with people in person than when I'm staring in a chat room. Okay. Ben Lottie, what was your first Chopin piece? I'm assuming they're asking you guys. Well, I'll say mine. Must have been the E minor prelude or something, maybe B major prelude. What about you?
Well, I said it in my competitor introduction video,
That's right.
but it's the Opus 69 number 1 L'Adieu Waltz. It's really beautiful, which I don't know why I learned that one first.
Sing it for us. Is that how you're going to phrase it tomorrow?
Well, we'll see. And it would be the day after tomorrow if I do make it.
If you make it, yes.
Yes, hopefully.
Good luck to you both, by the way. The results will be up later tonight. Okay, Alyssa, first Chopin piece.
Oh, I think I said it too. A minor waltz.
Mm-hmm.
Da, da, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, which turns out was co-written with one of his students.
Really?
Yeah, I just found this out the other day, and I trust it because it was told to me by a Chopin scholar. But He had one of his many rich students was a Rothschild, Charlotte Rothschild, and they co-wrote that posthumous A minor waltz, not the recently discovered one, but the one she was singing.
Yeah, there was one recently
So
discovered.
there's a reason why that it's so un-Chopinesque in block chords. I think she wrote the beginning, and then we have a manuscript where Chopin kind of writes some of the more interesting developed sides. Yeah. Cool. What's your last Chopin piece? That's a joke. You have to get to the end of it, right? To that point.
There's
And
never an end.
what's your first Scriabin piece going to be?
Let's see if we get there.
You haven't even played one yet.
Let's see if we. Let me think. No, I think I'm gonna be learning one.
Okay.
Which one?
It's like a Scriabin sonata. I don't know if it's number 5 or something like that, or number 9.
Number
But-
9.
Black
Yeah.
Mass.
That's a crazy one to start with, I would say.
It's a little more,
But-
well, it's less crazy than 10 or 6 through 8.
Yeah, that's true.
9 is actually it's manageable.
Yeah.
It could be one's first,
space.
but
There is one piece by him that I also kind of learned. It's called La Flame. It's
Vers
one
la
of their
Flamme.
etudes. Yeah, it's not very well known. Yeah, it's not very well known, but
we know it.
yeah. Wait.
You've watched
does it make a
Horowitz play it?
sound if I like who?
Horowitz.
Yes. That's what I listen to. Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Well, on that note, this has been really fun. I could stay here all night and just chat piano with you guys, with the chat. Alyssa keeps thinking that's the
yeah,
chat.
because I see Will looking there, and you're looking there too.
Well, I'm just,
No one can tell where I'm looking.
yeah, I probably haven't, I've also been, It's like when you're on a Zoom call and you're just looking at yourself the whole time.
Or FaceTime.
It's a little bit like that. Oh, we're recommending the Scriabin Polonaise to you.
Oh, I heard that. That was actually pretty.
Actually, you would love the fantasy.
Actually, that's kind of.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
the
I heard that.
fantasy.
too.
Scriabin
Actually,
fantasy.
That's actually
on my
pretty.
to-do
That's actually
Yeah.
pretty.
Have they both seem to know repertoire of this comment? Is everyone personable and friendly? It seems like people are pretty
I know
chill.
I know the youngins are close together.
Wait, what was the question?
So all the teenagers know each other.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
So,
what was the question?
Like, are we
is
close
everyone
behind
friends
the
at the
scenes?
competition?
Oh, yeah. Because we've all met before, so
Okay.
most of our
Yeah.
are friends.
Perfect
Yeah.
final question. What would you do with the prize money if you won? 100,000, 100K. Mic up here.
Wait, what? Oh, you like were standing there like I thought like something
No, I
happened.
fell asleep for a second.
Mhm.
You
Wait,
answer.
actually?
No.
Oh, no, you.
That was a joke.
Oh, because like some people can actually fall asleep with like their eyes open.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's like a thing.
Pretty sure he's not asleep.
Yeah. You go.
I haven't checked thoroughly, but he seems awake.
I don't. What would you do if I gave you $100,000?
You're trying to.
I would
guess.
pay off my student debt.
Okay, that's my answer. I will pay off Ben Lottie's student debt. Here you go.
Aw.
Write that down. He said it. We got it on tape. We don't have to write it down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut out just that. Make it into a viral
Where did you go to
YouTube
school?
short. What?
Where'd you go to school?
Julia.
Really?
Yeah. Upper West Siders, huh? Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm an old man. Yeah. Okay. We don't need to talk about Juilliard, guys. It's late. All right. So what are you gonna do with the money? Come on. Pay off the rest of my debt.
Yeah. Pay off. Yeah, pay off the rest of your debt.
It's all right. Hey, I'm just gonna keep hosting piano competitions and sail off into the sunset
On a piano.
on a piano with wheels like Vanessa Carlton.
No, with a sail.
You guys don't know who Vanessa Carlton is.
Oh.
They're so Gen Z. Okay, Alyssa, give us the final answer, and then we got to get out of here. It's late.
Oh, this question?
Yeah, what are you going to do with the money?
Oh, should I give a
This
real
is a little bit. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Wait, you go.
It's 20 seconds after.
No, he already went. Okay, go for real.
Okay,
Yeah.
if I actually went for real, I would say probably college, if I'm being realistic. Like, college is pretty expensive, guys.
Where do you want to go?
So-
You applying right now?
So I'm going for the Harvard NEC.
Say where
I'm
you're
going for the Harvard NEC dual program.
Harvard.
He's going to Harvard.
That's kind of like Juilliard.
I committed to Harvard. I'm waiting for NEC pre-screening to come back, and then hopefully I'll audition sometime later, and then I'll find out like even later.
Smart.
But that's
He's
the
smart.
that's the goal.
What was your SAT score? Like 10,000?
No.
What was your SAT score? I'm
All
sorry.
right,
This
guys,
is.
no. Stop. Alyssa, tell us what will you do with the money, and then we got to get out of here.
I don't know. I would just maybe buy things and donate things.
Good for you.
'cause
You'll
I-
give it away to
Yeah, because
good causes.
what am I doing with all that money if there's people who need it more than me, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That
So
is
I
a
feel
wonderful
like that's, like,
answer.
you know, like-
But also, you're a pianist. You should keep some for yourself because
Right,
it's hard
yeah,
to make
I
money
would-
just playing Chopin all the time.
I would save and invest and
Okay.
yep, be smart with
Financial
money.
advice with Alyssa Gabrilovich.
Yep. Be smart with money.
It's 10:08 p.m. here on the East Coast.
Right.
Okay, guys, this was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
We should talk more.
Best wishes on your on the results, which will be posted later tonight on the Chopin Foundation website, chopin.org. So stay tuned if you guys want to stay up and wait for that, or just go to bed, wake up in the morning. But the quarterfinals begin tomorrow, so the competitors right now are in that weird state of limbo where they have to kind of practice, although they're uncertain about the future. I've been in that feeling. It's the worst time to practice because like you have this, you're just of two minds. You're like, you can't be motivated fully because there's just uncertainty in the air. So that's where we're at now. We'll leave it here, but pick things up tomorrow around 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can join me again for the preview of the first quarterfinal round. There's gonna be an afternoon session and then another evening session, just like we've been doing things the past 2 days. It's been real. Thanks for a great weekend, and everyone say bye.
Shout out Jerry.
Say bye, and yeah, again, congratulations. Really beautiful performances. You should be really proud. I'm in awe of these people half my age. I wish I could have done half of what they've done in their lives already. And so we'll continue tomorrow. Thanks so much, and see you soon.